Alright, so welcome. Please remember to like the video. Please remember to share the video in your WhatsApp chat, WhatsApp status groups, well, wherever you can. Get the word out so that this video can the live stream can get to where it's intended, the ears it's intended to get to, which is everybody. Now, this is a very interesting clip, ladies and gentlemen, of Andrew Wallace. I found this, I had a chuckle when listening to this. And big up Perry because I saw it on his platform first. It was a shark he had out there. And just listen to this from Andrew Wallace about criminals, the irony of it all.
The criminals exist because of. There is a sense in our society that somehow the criminals exist because of a social injustice problem, meaning that the criminals, the murderers, the extortionists, the gangs exist because lack of education, lack of employment, lack of access to amenities, a society that closes them out and keeps them on the margin. No doubt, maybe parts of this is true. Maybe those who are in gangs didn't get a good education. Maybe they have no skills to get a job. My retort to this is always, what about those who didn't get a good education but are not in gangs, are not squeezing the trigger? What about those who, despite the social injustice, decide that I am going to stay on the right side of the law? Why should criminals get preference over people who, regardless of whatever social injustice, decide to maintain the law and be law-abiding citizens? And therefore, we see in this project the effects of criminality on the society. And I want you to think about that for a moment. The families who are going to benefit from this were delayed their benefits because criminals extorted the site, made it difficult for the contractor to do their job, threatened people. The era was very difficult to work in. So those who sometimes speak as if they are in support of the criminals should understand that we cannot be ambivalent about criminality, because it is the criminals who are depriving the people, including the poor people in their own community, of the possibility of their community developing. And I encourage all Jamaicans to reflect on this. The criminals are not Robin Hoods. They are not your friends. The criminals delay or prevent development. And what we are looking at here, a development which started in 2017, we can only look to hand it over now, almost 9 years after. That is the impact of criminality on the society. And therefore, all Jamaicans must be invested in the reduction of the murder rate, as we have seen now over 3 years solid reductions, heading into the 4th year of reduction in murders. There is a dividend for the country when crime and violence is reduced and peace is flourishing in the society. And we're beginning to see the dividends of that now. In fact, the only reason why we are able to complete this project is because we have been able to bring the criminality and gangs under some level of control in this area.
Hey, who mans is this? Oh, mans is this?
Take his microphone. Just a minute. Just a minute. Take his microphone. Usher him out. Usher him out. Usher him out.
Before we usher out Andrew Wallace, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to give you an opportunity to listen to the full context of what Andrew Wallace just said a while ago. Alright? I know I'm going to break down all of the foolishness that he just said. And I'm going to turn it right back onto him and his party. Alright? Let's get into it.
There is a sense in our society that somehow the criminals exist because of a social injustice problem.
There is a sense in this country politically that because Andrew Wallace came from humble beginnings, he's above it all and he made it, and love the man, even if you don't think him a thief, you must know him, because his statutory declaration cannot be certified, and the people them don't care about that. A bad mind with bad mind The same man that said leave the Integrity Commission alone because they are doing their job and therefore integrity is the same man now has brought the Integrity Commission to court to remove illicit enrichment, and this is the same man so emboldened to talk about criminals. While in his party there are several people under investigation. One just recommended to be charged for over $160 million that he cannot explain. I want you guys to keep that in mind. Let's continue.
Meaning that the criminals, the murderers, the extortionists, the gangs exist because lack of education, lack of employment, lack of access to amenities, a society that closes them out and keeps them on the margin. No doubt.
No, these are things that people say. And yes, your condition where you're living actually contributes to the willpower to resist criminality. And his party should know it very well because they are the ones that have been facilitating gangs over the years and creating garrisons. And nobody can say a lie because that are then track record. Their connection to a certain gang, the same gang entities that he's now against or appear or want people to think that he's against. And I'm not arguing for gangs. We're talking about criminals. Right? Let's continue.
Maybe parts of this is true. Maybe those who are in gangs didn't get a good education. Maybe they have no skills to get a job. My retort to this is always, what about those who didn't get a good education but are not in gangs?
So my retort to that is, what about those who did get a good education and still decided to become criminals like the politician then? What about those criminals that went to school and deceived the social class, thinking that they went to school to get a better education, to work for honest bread? What about those criminals that cannot explain their statutory declaration and cannot explain how they made their money? Because deep within themselves, they know that they are criminals. What about those criminals? Let's continue.
Are not squeezing the trigger. What about those who, despite the social injustice, decide that I am going to stay on the right side of the law? Why should criminals get preference over people who, regardless of whatever social injustice, decide to maintain the law and be abiding?
Let's look at preference. Why people that is caught by mocha loses all of their property and their money when they cannot explain their wealth. But you, when you cannot explain your wealth, you, because you're the prime minister, you can now attack the Integrity Commission and your party, bring them to court, slow them down, sabotage them, and pretty much say in your affidavit, who are you to ask me these questions about illicit enrichment? I'm asking the court to remove it. I don't want to explain anything. Who are you? Why do you feel privileged that you should not explain to the public how you made your money? Saying you stand on integrity versus not being on integrity through your actions. And when people come to the conclusion that you are a criminal, unavex. But you are the same person that is here talking about criminals, which we would call small criminals. What about the big fish? When are we going to see people be recommended by the Integrity Commission to be charged for illicit enrichment, and the leader of the country doesn't come out and say, I have full confidence in him. I don't have confidence in the entity that investigates these particular situations. And you're here talking about criminals and the ones that do it the right way. Then one to the politician then that is doing it the right way. Why aren't they being rewarded? Because I pay a criminal, me say I get rewarded in Jamaica in politics. Pay a criminal, pay a thief, but yet still Richard has done. It was a dark day in Jamaica, and this could bring down the entire government. But you're here talking about criminals. The audacity, the unmitigated gall of this man. Let's continue.
Law-abiding citizens. And therefore, we see in this project the effects of criminality on the society. And I want you to think about that for a moment. The families who are going to benefit from this were delayed their benefits because criminals extorted the site.
All the politicians that thief were giving girlfriend money, give them girlfriend contract. We didn't have fair procurement, proper procurement procedures. We hire them friend and put them in a post. That caused many people to suffer when they go to the hospital because of the conditions of the hospital. You can look at those Cornwall Regional. Criminality caused Cornwall Regional to not be where it's supposed to be, a finished product. Criminality caused that. The siphoning off of money from $2 billion to what, over $20 billion now. He's talking about delaying one project for 9 years. How long has Cornwall Regional Hospital? And that's just one project where the government is doing. And because of criminality, where is the same fervor, the same veracity, the same determination? Yes, to remove the big fish criminal them. Where is it? I'm a little bit confused. I don't see the same determination. All I see is the pampering of the potential criminals in the government. The hiding from accountability. Daryl Voss can say, oh, I did it the wrong way, but I will continue to do it the wrong way because I did it for the people. But you go back to Richardson again. This man was made out to be a monster, somebody of no integrity, and we cannot continue like this because it's going to bring down the government. And all he did was build some shops. He didn't steal any money. He built some shops and some bathroom for some vendors so that they could, feed their families. But we have a conglomerate of criminals in the Jamaica Labour Party based off the Auditor General reports, based off the integrity reports to come and those tabled already. People cannot be certified. And this man has the audacity to talk about people being delayed. You know how much projects the drill. We forgot about the drill, ladies and gentlemen. Who owns the company? We still can't find out who owns the company. That paid how much? Multiple millions of dollars for drill. That purchased it in such a way that they bought every single part of the drill singular. Don't even talk about the buses that are under investigation where Daryl Voss is concerned. It is a conglomerate of criminality, nepotism, cronyism, corruption in the Jamaica Labour Party. It is clear that a lot of these projects are feeding trees. Should we go back to what Rosie said about Donovan Williams, where the road contracts are concerned? I don't mean so, ladies and gentlemen. It is their own cursing, their own about their own corruption within their own party. And this man has the audacity. What did they do about Donovan Williams? Nothing at all. He's still in Parliament after the allegations from Rosie. Oh, it's in court, so that means the allegations are not substantial. And we're supposed to be in a Westminster system. What happened to England in the last 4 years? How many times did they change Prime Minister? But these people want to tell us that, well, we are for integrity. We are for accountability and good governance. Oh, and no new taxes. Oh, we're going to get to that. Let's continue.
Made it difficult for the contractor to do their job, threatened the people. The era was very difficult to work in. So those who sometimes speak as if they are in support of the criminals should understand that we cannot be ambivalent about criminality.
And I want to talk to all of the Jamaica Labour Party supporters that support the criminals in the Jamaica Labour Party. We cannot be ambivalent to the criminals in government. They do more damage than all the criminals in Jamaica combined because of the power that they wield. You ever hear them say, with great power comes great responsibility? You never hear them say that? All the labor right them that is supporting these criminals in the Jamaica Labour Party. Right? I want to don't talk about the PMP because them not in a power forever. So them not have the ability to thief none of the tax dollars them. No money now come to them directly. No MP now collect no money. Hello somebody. And when it comes to accountability, when they look into the KSMC, the mayors, the PMP, we don't hear no double now about accounting. How are you doing, Annette? Nick Sweet one, how are you? England in the building. Like and share this video. Let's continue.
Because it is the criminals who are depriving the people, including the poor people in their own community.
It is the criminals in the government that is depriving your children of proper food to eat on these government programs. We see what's going on with Ruel Reid and his case being drawn out. Don't want him to go to court. Could it be that he fears that he will go to jail if the evidence is laid out, ladies and gentlemen? So they're using their money to draw this thing out in court. How much years now? Till all the judge them are get mad. These high profile cases against the politicians. It cannot be settled. But thank God for God, because we know that we're going to get justice soon. It has been declared by the man of God. Justice is coming. It's coming straight from the throne room of heaven. So I hope you guys have a house in order. Let's continue.
The possibility of their community developing. And I encourage all Jamaicans to reflect on this. The criminals are not Robin Hoods. They are not your friends. The criminals delay or prevent development. And what?
So all of the lab rat them will support the Jamaica Labour Party. You hear that? The criminals them in the Jamaica Labour Party that work for the government delay progress. They are not Robin Hoods. They are not your savior. So when they give one $5,000 or $10,000 wrap up in one shirt once every 5 years, they are not Robin Hoods, ladies and gentlemen. I just want you to understand that. And don't tell me say there's no criminals in the Jamaica Labour Party. You would have been a really slow person to think that based off the evidence. You ever hear them say, if you not go so, you near go so? Let's continue.
We are looking at here a development which started in 2017. We can only look to hand it over now, almost 9 years after. That is the impact of criminality on the society. And therefore, all Jamaicans must be invested in the reduction of the murder rate, as we have seen.
All Jamaicans should be invested in supporting one's best boss, big up. All Jamaicans and Arthur, big up. All Jamaicans should be invested in supporting the Integrity Commission, ladies and gentlemen, and any other body that is operating with bravery and without fear or favor to contribute to the elimination of corruption from the highest point of our country, the Prime Minister's office, and downward, because it starts from the head of the stream. And if the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also. Criminality is the reason why the roads are not fixed. Again, let's go back to what Rosie said. How much are these MPs is controlling our tax dollars to the point where contractors have to give them money. I wonder if that's why the Sparks program can't sparks and the road them can't fix good. Because the money is being siphoned off and put into people's pockets. Heaven sent, how are you?
Over 3 years solid reductions, heading into the 4th year of reduction in murders. There is a dividend for the country when crime and violence is reduced and peace is flourishing in the society. And we're beginning to see the dividends of that now. In fact, the only reason why we are able to complete this project is because we have been able to bring the criminality and gangs under some level of control.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final nail in the coffin, his argument, to counter his argument. The only reason why Jamaica has not progressed economically is because we have not done the same to the criminals in the government. Get rid of them. On September 3rd, you had an opportunity, but you failed. And now the criminals are back, and they are standing behind Nara. 100%, the whole government standing behind Nara. Nara is the new hope for everything. Nara will fix everything. I never hear about one tool in our pan. No matter which trade work you do, that fixes every leak or strengthens every boat. Not no so. You need specialized tools for certain achievements or goals being attained. Yes, expertise, not somebody that is a jack of all trade or no. And the way how Jamaica is right now in the space that we are at, I'm telling you, it's not going to unfold the way we think it will. But let me know what you guys think about what this man just said, ladies and gentlemen, and my retorts in the comment section. The devil is a liar. Like, share, and subscribe.